Hello, everybody. Disney Dave here, aka Dave Neal, bringing you the live Bachelor Nation news as it breaks. As you guys know, we've been reporting here from Orlando, Florida, while on vacation with family, and a quick update for you guys regarding the Katie Thurston, Blake Moynes, John Hersey love triangle. I just showed you guys the video of Blake Moynes being blindsided by the news of John Hersey and Katie Thurston. He has unfollowed both of them, his sister and mother, and everyone in his circle has unfollowed them. Ignorance is bliss, but we are here blissfully reporting this news. And you know what? I should say, it does, it's like seeing a car wreck, right? You're rubbernecking. You don't want to see people get injured. You don't want to see souls hurt. You don't want to see any of this. But here we are with popcorn watching it. Why do we do that? What's wrong with humanity? I'm not sure. Hit the subscribe button and like this video if you enjoy these updated comments. I have not seen last night's episode of Bachelorette. I will probably not be doing a recap of last night's episode of Bachelorette. I will be back next week with updates when I am back at my home studio. In the meantime, I hope you guys appreciate the mobile updates. So, like I said, just showed Blake getting blindsided by the news. In this video, we're going to share Bachelor Data. Our friend Susanna, she compiles all the statistical analysis of the Bachelor universe, and she's got a full timeline explaining what the heck went down between John Hersey, Katie Thurston, and Blake Moynes. So here she is, Bachelor Data with all the timestamps and receipts, like the IRS of Bachelor Nation. She is here to repo this relationship. So let's get right into it. Here are her slides. She's at Bachelor Data on Instagram, probably the fastest growing Bachelor account that's not from the actual show, like not an alumni. She's doing the Lord's work, as they say. 12 Days of Messy, a complete timeline of Katie, Blake, and John. So let's get right into it. On the left here, Katie's season begins filming mid-March 2021. That's right, folks. This has all happened less than a year apart. 1 year ago today, we did not even know Matt James was going to be the Bachelor. Or maybe we did, but we had never met him before. And here we are. So a lot can happen in a year, as you guys know. Katie's season begins mid-March 2021. Late April 2021, Katie's season wraps filming. And at that point, she was engaged. Katie's season premieres June 7th. So right before the summer starts, June 7th, 2021. June 14th, 2021, Katie's friend spotted with John. Katie's friend being Dr. Lovegrove on Instagram. John's a bartender, right? So there were some rumors that John was one of the top 4. As we know, he didn't even make it out of the second episode. Katie comments on the Bachelor that she's browsing for apartments in San Diego. So we realize Katie's moving to San Diego. We know John lives there, but there's a lot of Bachelor. San Diego has become one of the main hotspots along with Nashville, New York, and Los Angeles for Bachelor Nation. July 18th, Katie and John spotted together on Katie's friend's Instagram. Katie posts first picture with John, slide into his DMs. He's single and ready to mingle on July 19th. So clearly at that point, you would assume Katie and John are just friends, and she's making it known by trying to get other people to slide into his DMs. I'm sure many did. July 28th, Katie officially shares she's moving to San Diego. Katie's season ends August 9th. August 10th, Katie and Blake in Los Angeles for a press tour. So on August 9th, it's revealed that Blake proposes to Katie. She said she was surprised he proposed. She was just happy that he would still want to date her. So maybe that means Katie didn't see necessarily the love or at least the finality of an engagement. But she said yes regardless, as you do. Although that would have been wild if she said no. Has anyone said no when there's I guess obviously that happens, but usually when you say no to someone, it's because they're the F2 and then the F1 comes and you say yes. But has anyone said no to both the F1 and F2? That would be fun, right? You're just like on Tinder in real life. You're like, get up, get off the knee. That's a no from me. You know, you're just like Simon Cowell. Next. That was atrocious. Katie in Canada with Blake mid-August. So all the way up until mid-August. I got underwear that hasn't been washed since mid-August, right, folks? So this is real recent. Too much info. Katie and John joke about the F1 spoiler rumor. That being that everyone thought that it was John. And, there was a spoiler rumor because Katie went to John's old restaurant and there was a photo with John in the background with a mask on. He had the, the comb back hair and everything. And there was this rumor that John, and of course Reality Steve said John Hersey was top 4, as we found out that obviously wasn't the case. But then again, in some weird way, a broken clock's right twice a day. Reality Steve ended up predicting this in some odd way now that he is the official F1. September 1st, 2021, Katie tags Blake and John in Instagram story. So at that point, I just shared in the last video with you guys. I guess I'll share it again in this video since you guys didn't see it here. This is Katie getting flowers.
Blake reached out to John to coordinate for the new place.
So clearly there was a friendship there. There was a lot of trust there. So obviously Blake's got the short end of the stick. I wanted to share with you guys one more clip. Let me see if I can find it. Now this is, and we'll get back to the timeline in a second. This is Katie explaining to Whitney Cummings that why Blake's not jealous of John Hersey.
No, he's so chill. Like he's not intimidated by anything. I'm actually really close friends with John Hersey, which is a week 2 guy for my season, which I think most men would be like, well, it's kind of weird, but like he's just like, do your thing, whatever. And I love it because I'm such a high energy.
He's secure.
Yeah, I'm anxiety induced, and he's just like chill. I'm like, okay, you balance me out.
And what is making you anxious these days?
So balance her out, he indeed do. And look, you gotta really appreciate Blake, and I hope that he doesn't lose this. Blake, if you're listening, I'm sure you're not, because I understand you don't want to be a part of all of this. But Blake, if you're listening, never change. Somebody out there will appreciate that you're not the jealous type, that you're trusting and you let people be. This is just one of those scenarios, you have to trust. If Blake was jealous of John, it would have probably made Katie more attracted to John, or at least there would have been this aspect of it of like, what if, So in some weird twisted way, it's kind of better for Blake that Katie pursued this thing with John, because this 5 years down the road, Katie could have been bitter because she realized there was an aspect of a relationship that never got explored. And, so kudos to Blake for kind of being so sort of trusting and doing his thing. Even if he got burnt, at least he's living that trustful life here. So late September 2021, Blake returns to Canada. As we know, we saw a very happy Blake and Katie in New York City on September 10th. Obviously, I already shared with you guys the photo in the last video of Blake and Katie, Dale and Claire on September 10th. Obviously, their relationship did not end well. And now we haven't heard of Zach and Tayshia since yesterday, so we don't know what's going on with them. Any updates come, you know where to find them. Katie hangs out with John and men from her cast on October 12th. So she's still with Blake at this point. Katie and Blake break up October 25th, 2021. So 1 week after she hangs out with guys from her cast. Again, I in no way whatsoever am accusing her of any infidelity or John of crossing any boundaries, but clearly, in those weeks leading up to her breakup with Blake, she probably realized that Blake isn't the one, and there may be other options. And a lot of people have wondered, why doesn't this happen more on The Bachelor? As we saw with Peter Weber, he had Hannah Ann, Hannah Brown, Madison Pruitt, and Kelsey Flanagan. So he had party of 4, I guess party of 5 if you include him. He had a full reservation of options, and he couldn't figure out which one it was. It's a complicated scenario, especially if you're not like where you need to be by yourself to know which one is great, because they're all cast because they're attractive with good options. They're all good people for the most part, right? So it's no surprise that this is happening, and maybe it's probably happened in the past, and contestants not living in the current social media world, we didn't sort of analyze every step of the way, but clearly it's been happening. Katie shares this letter. These are not romantic flowers. These are happy flowers. I want you to be happy. That was November 5th. So 2 weeks after her breakup, or less than, she gets flowers from someone, and we analyze that. You can watch my old videos. Who are the flowers from? It appears that they were from John Hersey. We analyzed the D and the F and the different writing, and it looked like it was John Hersey. I am not a handwriting expert, but in my uneducated opinion, that's who it was. November 8th, days later, Katie shares picture of the first time she saw John after filming. 12 Days of Messy begins November 12th. And then people are wondering, how the heck did Greg Grippo not make it into this conversation? Who knows, folks? Who knows? Somewhere Greg Grippo's having a nice whiskey sour saying, whew, dodge that mess. You sure did. November 23rd, 2021, Katie concludes 12 Days of Messy with John. Katie did that part 1 where she didn't include a guy. So my thought is that John could have possibly been in the 12, but after seeing the fallout that she got from Becca Kufrin and Thomas, where she put Thomas in and then Becca unfollowed her, lots of unfollowing happening. But I appreciate people being their authentic self. So after that happened, maybe she said, you know what? I don't want Greg Grippo's fanatic fan base to come after me because he's got obviously the Grippos girls. All right, we'll read a couple of your comments and we'll get out of here. Here are your comments on Reddit. And by the way, if you haven't already, go follow Bachelor Data on Instagram. She does the Lord's work. OMG, I remember someone specifically saying when she said he's single and ready to mingle, he looked kind of embarrassed or angry. No wonder, he had a huge crush on her. I remember someone here linked this video he posted a month back about life in San Diego, and it was 90% Katie. He was crushing hard. It's quite cute. Bachelor Data once again out here doing the Lord's work. November 22nd, Katie removed pics of Blake from Instagram. And then Bachelor Data says, guilty. I prepped this over the weekend and didn't check Reddit yesterday. So on November 22nd, which I believe was yesterday or 2 days ago, I don't know what day it is here. I'm in Disney. I don't know what day it is. That happened. John liked Bachelor Data post. So John liked this post from Bachelor Data. So she was hanging with John as early as June 14th, 1 week after premiere. Looks like she hung out with John more than Blake. And of course, yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens, when you're, on The Bachelor, they have long distance relationships. And then you factor in that not only is it long distance because they're hiding their relationship, but then he lives in another country. And then he's also on another continent in Kenya doing some conservation influencing work or whatever you want to call it. So real bummer for Blake, but hopefully he gets over it quickly. And who knows? I mean, honestly, sometimes it's better when these things happen because it's like ripping the Band-Aid off. It's like, you're not who I thought you were. Our relationship isn't what I thought it was. And you can reevaluate things and move on. But again, you guys know I always preach this. Lay off the negative comments. Lay off the thoughts that we know anything personal about all of these people. The show's a mess. The results are a mess. And that's what they signed up for. And that's what you signed up for as an audience. So let's just leave it be. Leave a comment. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I've got a Thanksgiving video prepped for you all. So stick around, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you then. Everyone, tell your family you love them. Be grateful for all the good things you have. And I'm grateful for all of you guys. So thanks so much, and we'll talk